What is up, my little Deinos? Vepsis here, your coach of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are here for my Champions of Galar tournament, the week 2 battle versus Dr. Slaking and his team beat the Forest Green Snovers. He is someone that we are very familiar going up against in the UBL scenes. I think they last season too that they had in UBL, which unfortunately I wasn't able to finish. We also played it there in week 2, and we have gone in semi-final battles with him in the UBL, so we have some history between us two, and this is gonna be a top matchup because I know firsthand playing Dr. Slaking how good of a player he can be at his best day, and usually he does turn out and give me a really good fight every single time, and I'm sure he's looking forward to face me yet again. That's something he has been saying in the past, that he loves to go up against the best competition possible, and that's what he gets himself up to, usually being part of the draft league. So that's really admirable attitude. He honestly has one of the best attitudes and commentaries when it comes to Wi-Fi scene, so I definitely encourage you to check him out. His YouTube channel link will be down below in the description, as well as the others coaches in the league in itself. And I wanted to take a small moment to really thank you guys for the support that you have shown to me in the draft analysis. I couldn't have the chance to say this in week 1 cause the week 1 battle that I had, I was playing it and recording it before the draft analysis went up. So now that I know how the draft analysis has been received and my return, huge thank you to all. It made me feel a lot better already in itself. Like, I knew this was the right thing to do for myself. I wanted to get back into YouTube scene, but you surely made it a lot more encouraging for me to get into things. So big thank you to all for your support, and I hope to see you all follow this season alongside me, how it's gonna be going. But now let's go very quickly my team. I don't want to usually do any more like I did in the past, break my team in very specific detail, because I think people always show up to see the battles. So off the chance you're here to see the battle, you don't really care about the items and movesets, and you are okay to see them in the battle, the timestamp link should be popping right about now on your screen. So if you want to prefer and skip this part, you are okay to do so. But for those that are interested to see just a little bit more before jumping into the battle in itself, as I go up against Dr. Slaking, let's just go through the 6 very briefly. Hope it's gonna refresh my memory as well, how I want to play this battle in itself, because it's gonna be a close fight. I have to remember my own plan in itself going into it. So we are gonna be starting out with our Sarah Aura, which is gonna be 4 attacks this time around, no bulk up. We are just gonna be straight physical with Plasma Fist, Blaze Kick, Close Combat, and Play Rough. Hits his entire team as well, which you can see above my face cam as usual. And we are gonna be running a check pad on this. And shoutouts to Aquarius who pointed this out. This is a pretty cool move, because this gives me the opportunity, once I lower my stats or someone else has lowered my stats, this gives me the opportunity to swap out immediately and gain the initiative that way, instead of running Volt Switch, for example, which I don't think is going to be really free for me to click throughout this matchup. So a check pad is pretty cool because it functions really well with the close combat, so I can go for a close combat, something that I know I can outpace, get some good damage and get myself out of there. That can be pretty clutch in a few scenarios going to this battle, so that is going to be the item of choice for us to go into this. Then we are going to be running very predictable set for my opponent to bring, or for myself to bring versus my opponent, what I meant to say. That is fully physically defensive Togekis. We are running Super Luck, as you'll notice I don't have any like Air Slash or any kind of attacking move that has a secondary effect, like Dazzling Gleam doesn't have a single secondary effect on it. So we are going to be running Super Luck, because honestly there's no point of running Serene Grace, and we are running Heavy Duty Boost. This is a very important member of the team, because he has the dual Dragon Core of Godsop and Komodo, so I need this thing to be definitely brought into this battle. We have Wish support for the other members of the team if I get a chance to do that, but most often I'm either going to be clicking Roost or Baton Pass with this, unless I need to attack what is in front of me. So Wish is kind of like the optionary, very much so, of this moveset. I'm not sure how often I get to clear, but if I do, and it doesn't cost me too much momentum, it's nice to have it there just in case in itself. Then we are gonna be running our Rindoberry Seismithode. This is here to just shut down the Roto was to be able to gain any kind of initiative and naturally wise, and we are running Earthquake, Power Whip, Icy Wind, and Stealth Rocks. We want to have hazards in this game for my opponent with Stealth Rocks, and you're gonna notice that I have T-Spikes on my Nidoking, We are doing that strategy back-to-back weeks. And we are going to be running Earthquake and Power to be able to hit everything pretty well, except things like Crobat, for example. But for that I have Icy Wind to be able to slow down its speed. But most importantly, what the Icy Wind is there for is to slow down Garchomp or Komodo try to set up on me. Because one of those things could get out of hand if I don't have any form of... Seismitoad doesn't have any kind of speed control or like way to use something like Haze or Roar or anything. Seismitoad unfortunately doesn't get access to those kind of moves. So Icy Wind kind of works in that purpose, to ensure that we are not hopefully a setup fodder for anything that could get scary in front of us. And then we're going to be running a Assault Vest fully Spadef Chirazzi, and this is here just for the Alakazam, because Alakazam probably outside of his Dragons is the most scariest thing for me to deal with. I expect it to be Modest Life Focus as it can run Modest versus me, unfortunately. So we have to run this very special defensive Chirazzi to deal with it. We are running Iron Head, Body Slam, Ice Punch and U-Turn. I don't hit Heatran with any kind of damage, but even if I were to put something like Drain Punch, I didn't expect it to do meaningful damage. And I would always prefer to U-turn on it before Heatran would even come in on me. And you never know, there might be a scenario that I have to click Body Slam even though I'm running Toxic Spikes. But there's always a chance that either I don't get the opportunity to set them up, or my opponent managed to get rid of them, and then the paralyzation can come into play. And I can always paralyze a Heatran, that could also be a thing if I really need to hit Alakazam in front of me with some sort of good move and it covers the Heatran. Body Slam is there just for that little like a neutral prep and neutral move to click in certain scenarios, but I expect myself to click U-turn most often with Chirazzi. Then we are gonna be running Heavy Duty Boots, Kyurem, that is Shiny Kyurem. I really love Shiny Kyurem's sprite, so we are definitely running it Shiny this season. And we are gonna be running Heavy Duty Boots because I'm not bringing Remover for this game. I think I lose too much momentum to my opponent to having to force to defog, and I'm running T-Spikes on my team when you're gonna notice my Nidoking set. And this is gonna be just Freeze Dry, Earth Power, Body Press and Roost. This is very good member to break down his core. He doesn't really switch into Kyurem at all, to be frank. And Body Press is there to be able to hit a special defensive Tita a lot harder. And I have a good amount of defense investment, so in a pinch I can live a lot of different kind of hits at full for physical side, and enables me to have stronger Body Press versus Tita while at it. So it's pretty good for that. Earth Power obviously for the Heatran, so we can obliterate that thing, which is his only main ice resistant besides Roto Walls, which will not enjoy taking Freeze Dries as it is. So that is the Kyurem, and then we have our Nidoking, which is gonna be Sugar Berry, just in case to be able to take a key hit from something like a Garchomp or a Komodo. Shield Force of course with Dual Stab, Ice Beam and Toxic Spikes. Toxic Spikes might be clutch so that his Dragons might be in a range of my Dashing Gleam or Play Rough coming from Zeraora and Togekiss respectively, or it might be range of my other members of the team in itself. And I kinda expect the Dragons, at least one of them, to carry the Fairy Reducing Berry, being the Rosary Berry. So it's important to have ways to reduce their health out of measures, so they would be in a range of even through that berry in itself if necessary. So that is going to be the team, I believe. That should be the whole team covered. So now we are gonna be jumping into battle and see how this is gonna be turning out. Alright, here we are with the battle with Dr. Slaking, and let's see what he's gonna be bringing. It's gonna be very tough match in itself, what I'm expecting, even though the matchup on paper I think is in a little bit of my favor, but really good coaches throughout this season will able to find their ways to overcome them. They're gonna be very good to try to attempt to do so, and that's what I'm kinda expecting out of him. And it's gonna be a type game, but now, just let's go. I'm excited, but nervous. And let's see what he's gonna be bringing. I have to yet again put my notes to see what he brought. So we see the Heatran, Komodo, Garchomp, so the dual Dragons did come. We see the Alakazam. We see Tyranitar and the Crobat. So I don't see Roto Wasp, which I guess is not too surprising considering I have dual ground types, one that are fully immune to it, to its Water Stab. Okay. On this scenario, I could see him bleeding either with his rocker, being either the Tita or Heatran. I don't expect the Komodo to be his rocker, even though I know it gets them. And the other option would be him bleeding with the Crobat. He didn't bring the Whimsicott, so I'm curious to see what his plan is to get around the Serra Aura, but I think I'll stick with the Seismitoad lead. I had this in mind that it's gonna be most likely this one. If I see Crobat in front of me, I'll swap into my Kyurem to make sure I don't get Super Fanged or Taunt turn 1. And if I see Heatran or Tita in front of me, I'm probably gonna be just clicking straight out Earthquake to be able to hit them. And I have the Rindo Berry on my Seismitoad just in case if Heatran happens to be Power Absorber, which I'm kinda expecting him to have, knowing that I have a Seismitoad. But we'll see. It could be also just a bulky variant with Toxic Protect, but let's see. He leads with the Heatran, which is going to be... I would expect this might be his Rocker then, but either way, I'm gonna be clicking Earthquake turn 1, cause I feel like it's gonna be Power Up Solar Beam, so I want to be able to knock him out turn 1, as he does go for the Toxic turn 1, so let's see if I get to kill this. I should be able to kill a max HP variant, so he would have to have Physical Defense Investment or Sugar Berry to take this, but he doesn't have Sugar Berry, and we able to manage to snag Heatran turn 1. That is beautiful, beautiful that I'm able to immediately get rid of Heatran. Okay, that frees up my Seismitoad quite a bit. It frees it up actually quite a lot now. Now I can use it as a pivot for T-Tar. I still am Spedef nature, I can take a hit from Alakazam, even a Life Orb Energy Ball. I can Icy Wind the remaining 3 members, being the Komoro, Garchomp or Crobat. And here comes the Crobat in itself, and for this, I will use Kyurem as my switching. I have decent amount of physical bulk on it to boost up body press, but also be able to take hits from this. But I don't want him to Super Fang or Taunt my Seismitoad, so we go straight into our Kyurem. And we'll see what he does go for. He could click Taunt here, or Super Fang. He does click Super Fang, and manage to land it. Okay, so here comes an interesting choice that do I Roost? Or do I choose to Body Press to predict the T-Tar? I think I wanna Roost because I don't know what this Crobat will do. I would like to keep this thing healthy for this, but I'll use Roost. He's gonna U-turn, I think the T-Tar will come in, but I want to be able to keep myself healthy. And my Seismitoad is still healthy enough, it can come in on the Rock attack, and I can get up my Stealth Rocks. He might try to get up Rocks of his own with T-Tar, because it could be the case that the Heatran could have been Toxic Protect Dual Stab instead. So I could see this T-Tar, yeah, it's gonna be brought in. This is probably a Spedef variant to be able to take hits from me, which I'm okay by. I could even actually stay in and go for Body Press twice. I could do that. What do I need this Kyurem for? Because if you're especially defensive with Stone Edge on my Kyurem, I'm at 165 currently. I would die to a high roll Stone Edge after Sand Chip, so I don't think that's my play yet. So we're gonna use Seismitoad, which is in good amount of health. But we keep this scenario in mind that I can next time use Body Press versus that Crobat if necessary. But I use Seismitoad for now. We see probably one of his Rocks moves, as he does go for the Crunch instead. That it looks to be very offensive T-Tar then. Is that Bandit T-Tar potentially? Let's see. We saw Crunch coming out of this Seismitoad. This could be max attack just Adamant, because I am... Yeah, that probably isn't Bandit necessary. So I could EQ here or get up my Rocks. I would like to... Let's see my rest of my team. How do I deal with T-Tar if it's fully healthy? I think getting up the Earthquake might be better. But then again, I can pivot on this T-Tar if it's the Chopo Berry. I'll think I'll take my damage to Earthquake this. Hopefully he stays in. He does withdraw. And it's the Crobat. Okay, I should have gone for the... Yeah, I should have gone for the Rocks here. And I don't think I will live this Brave Bird. I don't think I will. I'm gonna go for the rocks here. I might have to let this thing go. I don't want to swap into Kurem on Brave Bird plus sand. I want to be able to get it in for free. He does go for the Brave Bird. This will be end of my Seismitoad, which will mean no stealth rocks, but I think toxic spikes are the most important hazard here over the rocks, because he has two things that are resisting rocks, being his dragons. Alakazam is immune to the hazards in general barring sticky web effect. But here I'm pretty free to go into either my Zeraora or my Kurem. But I like my Kurem because I think I can bait that T-Tar and go for body press twice. That's what I'll do. This is more likely for me to able to bait something in and two-shot it. Whereas the Zeraora I would have to debate that, do I click Plasma Pistol or not. But now I will do the play that you could argue I should have done before when the T-Tar came in. Avoiding losing my Seismitoad. But I'm gonna go for the body press here. Hopefully I see the T-Tar. He does U-turn, hopefully we see the T-Tar so I can two-shot that thing right from the get-go. I think we should see the T-Tar in front of us, so I would really love to body press it, because I think I two-shot it. Barring of course a Choco Berry, but at least I get to pop it for my Zeraora later on. But it's gonna be a very offensive game. At least the Seismitoad did manage to get rid of the Heatran, and since the Rotom didn't come, so Seismitoad defensively wise didn't have any other role. It's unfortunate that I didn't manage to get off my rocks, but we do get the body press, and that does crap load to it. Okay, that's really good. And also the sand is gone, and his leftovers. Now, how much do I do to you outside of the sand? Earth Power could be a roll, so I think I'll just body press again. Because your only main resist to it would be Crobat, and I'm healthy enough to take it on 1v1, and I can freeze try afterwards. Alakazam doesn't really want to take that necessary chip. If he chooses to go into it, so be it. But we do manage to two-shot the T-Tar here, so in that regard I'm okay. Both of us are looking thus far hazardless, but I still have my option for T-Spikes, and I have Sugar Berry still on my Nidoking. Nidoking out of the two of my ground types that I brought, well, looks to be the most important member that I have right now. He does go hard into the Kommo-o. And now it's up for me to decide that do I stay in to make sure I get damage on this thing. And I'm thinking more so that's the case that I would like to call on. That I think I should stay in and freeze try this. I get a lot of information if he outpaces me. And I need damage on this, so I'll stay in to freeze try it. I do outpace him. We know it's not Scarf, it's not Yachi Berry either. That is doing no kinds of damage as he goes for the Iron Tail. That's probably Assault Vest then. That looks to be Assault Vest to me. Let me see that. Because that bounced off from him. Yeah, that's definitely Assault Vest, Kommo-o. Interesting. How much can you do to my Togekiss if I were to go into it on this? I don't think I should. Because we literally saw the Iron Tail. Yeah, I don't want to go into that thing to take all this damage. So I think I'm better off just to attack this again. And weaken it down. So that my Zeraora or Nidoking respectively can revenge it. But I think I'm better off just to weaken this quite a bit as we do. We get a critical hit. And he does go for the Drain Punch, so he's not able to gain too much out of that. And that should be in a range of my other members on my team to revenge it. I like the Zeraora in this case. I think the Zeraora is my best bet to go into. So I will just do that. We go into Zeraora and finish this thing off with a Play Rough. I don't think I wanna... Do I wanna click close combat on this scenario? I don't think I do. On this Komodo. No, because close combat could be outside of range if this is like very bulky variant. So we should be just player offing this and take it from here. Let's just get rid of this Komodo. It would be really nice to be able to get rid of this, because after this, as we miss that, that is really unfortunate. That's his Dragon Tail. And he crits me while at it. That's a really... We got forked that turn. Oh my goodness. Okay, at least we, I guess, get Nidoking out of this. Which means that I do get my T-Spikes up, which I think I will do that right now. So I guess that's the middle... that's, I guess, the middle, like, effect of this whole scenario. That I get these T-Spikes up. So I will do just that. So these will affect the Garchomp at least and this thing. And he has the Earthquake, but I have my Sugar Berry still. But this Komodo is doing way too much to me right now that it's not supposed to be able to. Which is unfortunate. But I will just Ice Beam you now. He might be able to live this because he's Assault Vest. And I'm not like Life Orb or anything. But next time around I'm free to click any other move than the player off with my Zeraora. Zeraora, you cannot be doing this right now. This is a very close battle. I cannot be having this. And he does live in a slimmer amount of health. He goes for the Iron Tail. He doesn't at least kill me. He lowers my defense. But so be it. I'm gonna be clicking just Ice Beam again. And this Komodo should be dead. That was a little bit unfortunate scenario. But I do manage to at least get the T-Spikes up, which is the silver lining, but it will only affect the Garchomp unless the Crobat manages to defog them away. He has only 3 mons left, but 2 of them are the scariest ones that I'm worried about, and I think one of them is coming out, which is the Alakazam. Do I want to preserve this as a sack? I don't think so, cause I'm probably in a range of Life Orb Modest Shadow Ball as it is. So I think we let this thing go, just to be able to get my Chiratsi in for free. Which can honestly just U-turn or Ice Punch from there. I think Ice Punch is the most free move on my Chiratsi. Obviously I have Zeraora as well, but that puts the mind games of if the Garchomp would be swapping in on me or not. But we let the Nidoking go down. You at least get the T-Spikes for the Garchomp unless we somehow allow it to be taking those away. But I go into Chiratsi because I don't know if you're Focus Sash or not. So I definitely want to be able to break that before we do anything else. And I could click Body Slam here, because it would enable me to... No, Body Slam doesn't do anything because this thing is already affected. So we would most likely click Ice Punch or U-turn here. And I'll take my time because we still have a decent amount. Just to see how much this would realistically be doing. Ice Punch into U-turn should be able to knock you out, and I hit good amount of damage to the remaining 2 members. So I'm gonna be going for the Ice Punch. He does withdraw. And it is going to be the Garchomp, so I'm able to get the Ice Punch off on this. And it's gonna be affected by the T-Spike, so it's not like heavy duty boots or anything. But I get good amount of damage on you. We'll take a little bit of rough skin there. He's also Rocky Helmet. Okay, he's defensive. That means that the Alakazam might still be Choice Scarf, which I have to be wary of. So we are gonna be going straight into my Togekiss. Okay, defensive well, I guess I meant to say obviously defensive Garchomp, but I was about to say Komodo, but Komodo was Assault Vest and this is Rocky Helmet. I understand in a way that how it works for him, because Chiratsi is forced to click a physical move versus Alakazam, so I do see the thought progress. I was a lot more scared of a... Ooh, oh, we are running rest on this, huh? We are... I'm getting out potatoed on this scenario. Unless he's like rest or Chesto, that could be a... No, he's literally shown to us to be the Rocky Helmet variant. So, here we should be expecting to see him swapping out. So I will just go for the bottom pass. Yeah, he will withdraw. Probably into the Crobat. Yep, there's the Crobat, and this gives me opportunity to go into my... This will give me the opportunity to either go into my Jirachi or the Zeraora most importantly. We're gonna be using Zeraora for this. But this is 3-3, this is definitely a close battle thus far. That I need to worry about. Now I could go for the layer off to predict the Guardsome, but I think I'll just hit what is in front of me at this point of on, as he does withdraw. He does withdraw to the Guardsome, and here I don't think this should really matter all too much. Because what this means that I just go back into my Togekiss in itself. And my Togekiss has reliable recovery. And it can whisk past to the other things, and I have an initiative on it as well. And I'm fully physically defensive, so I don't expect the Crobat to be able to do too much with something like with the... He does pull off a rest. As I kind of figured. This time around, I could slow bottom pass, but I would be a little bit of tough spot. I think I'll Dazzling Gleam this time around. The Crobat might come in, but he could also think that I'm bottom passing this time around like last time. Yeah, I figured he might be pulling up another Sleep Talk here. So I would rather get some damage off on this thing. As he's Toxic on it. Okay, so it's Earthquake and Toxic and Rest Sleep Talk. So I'm getting out potatoed here. This is pretty funny, but this should be doing decent amount of damage to you. Yeah, that does crap load of damage to you. He would have to rest yet again here. So I'm gonna keep Dazzling Gleaming. I don't think I'm in a position that I should be swapping out. I should force him out instead. And keep him like in a low amount of health. Okay, so I need to be very precise with this. It's gonna come down to that if I'm able to keep this Guardsome in a range of my player off from Zeraora. I need to actually look at it right now while this interaction is going on. He's gonna be withdrawing. He goes to the Crobat in itself. I did a decent amount of damage, so he might not be like fully physically, fully max HP or anything. So here I'm just gonna be bottom passing. Hopefully he doesn't have taunt on this. But I will bottom pass to gain the initiative, because Zeraora can claim a kill here. He does Super Fang, which is okay by me. Because now I believe Zeraora can finish you off where it is. So I'm just gonna go straight into this. And I wanna say I'm able to kill that Guardsome. If I don't kill it, it's really unfortunate, but I think I should be able to do so. I'll Plasma Fist here. I don't want to second guess in front of this Crobat while I'm in a low amount of health. The timer is also a thing that if this keeps continuing, so in that sense it's better for me to keep be able to select my moves fast enough, because he's rest stuck on that thing, it could come down to a timer scenario. So I'm gonna be keeping this. He might be forced to think that at some point that he will try to predict me, to try to predict him. This is gonna be causing a lot of mind games. So I have to be cautious of that. As he does stay in, and this should be hopefully a dead Crobat, and that's big for me. That should be end of it. Okay. So now the only thing remaining is the Alakazam. I have to be aware of if it's Focus Sash or Scarf. Yeah, and there it comes. So at this point I have to swap into my Jirachi, I think. And if he doubles, I know now he's not Choice Scarf. But let's see. He does go for the Psychic. I think this is Choice Scarf. Based on how he has been playing it. So this is where this, I guess, comes down to that. If I lose to a... Do I lose to a Scarf Alakazam here if I attack this? That's the big deal here. Do I lose to a Scarf Alakazam? What range am I in? 58 to 70. I'm at 102 health. Yeah, I will be in a range of Scarf Psychic. So I think what I have to do is to double back into this. Or I could double back into the Togekiss to scout this. Because if they got... Yeah, I think I should scout this. Because if he stays in, he's clicking Shadow Ball. And that tells me then it's not Choice Scarf anymore. Let me see this. He's Shadow Ball, so he's not Choice Scarf. Okay. So in that sense, I'm kind of letting go differential by this play. But as long as the Garchomp is a low amount of health, I should be okay. But I need to revenge this thing now by clicking U-turn with Jirachi. As he does click Psychic. Okay, I think he's Focus Sash then. So with him being Focus Sash, I think my best play is to go into Jirachi. And then I get U-turn, so I can go into Zeraora, and Zeraora should be able to finish off that Garchomp. I think that's how this should be playing out. So I click U-turn. Hopefully it's not counter or anything. Counter is the one thing that could mess me up if he has it. But I think he would have clicked it last turn if he had it in front of the Zeraora. There's also a scenario that maybe I should have clicked Ice Punch. I was thinking just that now, that maybe I should have done that instead. Because now I'm taking a lot of chip. This could be a scenario that I lose to a Focus Sash. Okay. I'm at 77 health with Jirachi. Hopefully that's enough for the Alakazam. It should be enough for it. I think Jirachi still pulls this through. Because he should not be able to kill it at this point of health still. Yeah, I'm at 77. The max roll that Modest can do is... Okay, so we play rough here, kill the Garchomp. We do land it, thankfully this time around Zeraora. Okay. Okay, we might be able to pull this through as a 1-0. Because we now outpace the Alakazam, because we know it's not Choice Scarf. And Jirachi should be able to lift the Shadow Ball and finish it from there. That's, I think, how this should be playing out. Unless I'm missing something completely, I think that's how this should be ending out. That what I could also do right now is that I close combat to ensure that crit doesn't screw me over. Crit is actually the one thing I could lose to. So what I think I should do, I close combat to break this ass, coming in with Zeraora again. Yeah, I think that's the better play. We close combat to affect the eject back. He might be wondering what is this all about, but I have the eject back. This covers the crit. That was the one thing I could have lost to if he would have crit me with a Shadow Ball on my Jirachi. So I need to make sure I don't lose it by that. That was the one thing I could have lost this to, but we are not losing to that. I want to ensure this 1-0 win. Yeah. He goes for the Psychic. We might actually live this depending on... Yeah, we might actually able to live this now. So I'm actually able to potentially preserve a differential if we live this. As he does go for the Shadow Ball, we should live this barring a crit. And we do live it, and I think that is going to be great game to Dr. Slaking, and we do manage to clutch it out. Thank God Aquarius mentioned the eject pad, and shoutouts to her, the commissioner of this league. I think that bailed me out a little bit, but that was definitely a tough battle. I really needed to figure out that Alakazam, because it was Choice Scarf. I had to sack the Togekiss there. I had to do it. Because Choice Scarf Modest Psychic would have killed me from there, and he didn't reveal any like speed control barring a Crobat at that point of the battle. So great game to him, and make sure to check him out. He's one of my favorite people in Wi-Fi Draft League community, and that in itself I think is like his commentary, what I've been watching while I've been on that hiatus, and now especially preparing for this week. My god, he has some funny ass commentary on his battle, so make sure to check this guy out, our good old rival from the UBL, and I'm glad that he's here. He's also one of the admins in the league, at least technically. He's not really saying that he does too much with that role in itself, but at least he gets the bragging rights to be one. But next week is going to be the one that you don't wanna miss. The Helsinki Hydreigons, yours truly, are going up against the one that many believe, myself included, to be the best Wi-Fi player in Generation 8 that is currently still around, being a good rival of ours as well, Shaco and his OK Rilla Boomers. That is going to be a match that I'm sure most of you have been anticipating to see once the schedule was released in the draft stream in itself, if you were there to see it. I'm excited and nervous as heck for it. We'll see. I'm not decided just yet how full on out I want to go about that matchup. There might be part of me thinking that I really want to win it, so I know in playoffs I can beat him as well, but I have to keep in mind also a potential rematch in playoffs. But I haven't fully settled how hard I'm gonna be going about it. I definitely want to beat him. That's for certain. I definitely want to beat him, but we'll see how that's gonna be going. I'm sure all of you are gonna be excited, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching, and make sure to check out my opponent like I was preaching earlier. So until week 3, I'm gonna be see you guys later.